back to another CONQU3R show, man.
Mm-hmm.
Cliche got a good one for us, man. She actually came up with this. She want to talk about jealousy and betrayal.
Hey.
And honestly, I feel like between me and Cliche, Cliche is the more mysterious one. She don't really like people to dabble into her personal life. So I want to ask you this.
Yeah.
I want to ask you this. Are you a jealous person?
Am I a jealous person?
Is that a trait of yours?
No, I don't think I'm a jealous person.
Mm.
Am I easily jealous of people? No. I think for you to be jealous, somebody has to have something you really, really want badly.
Right.
And I can't. If it's something superficial, I ain't gonna lie. Probably like some hair. Like, unless you gotta like some hair. But the last thing I can remember, unless I could see being jealous if somebody had like, and I know this sounds weird, but like a stable childhood with and like a good relationship with their parents. That is something I could, see myself.
Like even now, like you'll be jealous of a person who has that now?
Yeah, because if I see people with like a good relationship with their parents, yeah, I'd be like, damn, I wish, I could have that type of relationship with my father or mother or something.
Right.
Especially when you're growing up.
Right. So what about like in relationships? Have you ever like been the one to tell like a guy that was pursuing you like, hey, I get easily jealous or stuff like that?
No, because I don't get easily jealous in relationships.
That's
and I
good
think
to
that
know.
surprises some guys.
That does, because a lot of jealous women out here.
I just ask for respect.
Right.
And my thing is, whatever you're doing is going to come to light anyway.
Right. I'm the same way.
Yeah, so.
God got a funny way of telling me things. So if you're doing me dirty, it's going to come out.
Right.
The universe going to show me. So, so you never been a jealous type. So let me ask you this. Since you are a woman, what do you think makes women jealous, especially when it comes to relationships?
That's not a one size fits all. It's a lot of things.
Right.
Because it could be jealousy because of a friendship you have with a certain female, or they could just be jealous of the relationship you have, like a person in your family. It doesn't have to be, she doesn't have to be jealous of another female,
Right.
so to say.
Right.
But as far as like jealousy in a relationship, jealousy is like, that's a spirit.
Look at you talking.
Jealousy is
I love it, man.
That's a spirit.
Yeah.
So that's something you have to work on within yourself.
Yeah, I definitely agree, because I had a lady I was dating, and it was a long distance relationship. I think I mentioned this on an older show. She's from North Carolina. I ain't gonna drop her name, but she's from North Carolina, and she really had a jealous problem. Mm-hmm. And the thing was, I would do everything in my will to reassure her, like, look, you're not going nowhere. I'm not going nowhere. Like, your seat is right here next to mine. Like, no one else is in the threat to steal your spot in my life. Uh-huh. But she always felt like there were, though.
Like female friends?
Yes.
What were they doing?
Nothing.
I'm just curious. Like, what did she think?
Prime example. I'll give you a prime example. So me and this lady, and she was a friend of mine, and she was an older friend. Mm-hmm. We was on Facebook talking about The Walking Dead, and we're going back and forth in the comments. So it's a public post. So of course she sees, my ex at the time sees my post. So she messages me talking about why are you going back and forth with her? You got a real girlfriend right here. It's no need for you to go back and forth in conversation with her. All you need to do is say everything you need to say in one post and be done with it. And I'm like, what the F? And mind you, just to add some context to it, like, whenever we see each other, I'm posting this on social media, like my Facebook, Instagram. I give a freaking ring. And plus, like, it takes money to, like, meet up. Like, we had to take a bus to each other, and we get in a hotel room. Oh. So that's several $100s, like a good 3 days out of each month. And, like, every time I'm with you, like, even if I'm not with you.
Each time you're spending $700?
Huh?
Each time you were spending $700?
No, several hundred.
Oh.
Yeah.
I was like, wait, what?
No, several $100s. And it's like everything I showed her, she just wasn't satisfied with it. Mm-hmm. She would always, like, her thing was, we'll be real good together And then sometimes she'll be like, "Hey, why you got your phone like face flat?" Like, I'm not trying to hide nothing, but this is me and you time. I'm only gonna see you for the next 2 days. Then after that, I'm not seeing you until next month.
So what happened in the past relationships with her? Like, so was she bringing her past into the new relationship? Did she say anything
She
about
did.
like that?
She didn't. She did say, it's a lot to handle me. You remember I made a post. I made a post about that, and I called at a time where that same year I met her, she lost her first love and her dad. He he died of cancer, I believe, and her ex-boyfriend was murdered. So yeah, she definitely brought a lot of things into that relationship, and I ignored all the red flags because I was just so determined to like really be loyal to her. Because at that time, I couldn't be loyal to a fly if I was dating a fly. So I wanted to prove to myself that I could be loyal.
Even after you ignored the red flag.
Yeah. So I take full accountability. I accepted her toxicity. I accepted her red flags or flaws, and still tried to make it work. And it was draining. So for the women out there that think that jealousy is a cute thing, it's not. Because I've seen that jealousy, especially I've personally been through. I've seen that jealousy turn into violence, turn into abuse, like verbal abuse, emotional abuse. Nothing good comes out of a woman who says she's easily jealous or jealous at all. So stay away from them women. I'm asking you. Actually, no, I'm telling you. Stay away from them women because nothing cute about jealousy. Now, let me ask you this, cliche. Have you ever dealt with a jealous man?
Yeah.
I bet.
What you mean, like, bet?
No, it's just like I'm saying this to really be
because you
like
in
a
LA
dude.
done y'all tried me
I'm
as soon as I walked in, but okay.
No, yeah. No, I'm trying you just as a dude, like as a regular dude perspective. It's like I will, not me personally, but I feel like a regular average dude who's really not together in here will be insecure dating a woman like you because you're very solid, you're very fine, and you know what you want out of life, and I feel like that alone makes men who doesn't have that easily jealous, one, and two, very insecure in dating a woman like you. So what is your response? This is Channel 5.
Yeah, because that caught me all off guard. Okay, but dating a jealous guy, I can remember. It's a lot of times they do get abusive.
And what kind of abuse specifically, like?
Like verbally or physically. Like, okay, so when how old was I? I was like 23. I started dating this guy I was working with.
Right.
And he was so crazy jealous. Something happened at work. My manager said something to me and another girl. It was a joke.
Right.
We all laughed. We all walked away.
I feel like you about to tell me something crazy, bro.
Yeah, he came up behind me. He grabbed me by my arm and he pushed me against the pizza holder.
Oh my goodness.
So I'm like, the hell is like going on? And he's like, what were y'all talking about and all this? And it was that. It was that. Like, it was just.
And he was like your man at the time, or like what?
Yeah, he was my boyfriend at the time.
How long y'all was dating before this incident happened?
We were only dating for a couple of weeks. Like, all together, we dated for less than 6 months, but that was only like a few weeks in.
Right.
So that was a red flag. I ignored it. I take accountability.
We all do, don't we?
I take accountability.
Right.
But yeah, guys like that, they do get very abusive. They can get abusive. And then don't let you be like in a better life, like in a better part of your life than they are.
Right.
Because I had a car. He didn't have a car. So, and we worked in a restaurant, but I was a waitress, so I made more money.
Right. Oh, no.
And yeah.
Not the money stuff.
And then, I'm young and I'm pretty.
Yeah.
So
what?
It was just.
So how long did you put up with that as far as like, did you address them? Even though you ignored it, did you address them like, hey, don't ever do that to me again?
Yeah, we would talk about it.
Yeah.
But you know, you talk about
And nothing happens,
yeah,
right? Yeah, exactly.
and then another incident happens, stuff like that,
Right,
and but it was just all in all, it was just no more than 6 months.
right,
So it's not cute.
at all. Now, we're gonna switch gears. I said we still sticking on jealousy, but I want to talk about, especially when I first really experienced it, like jealousy, especially amongst women, especially amongst black women, is in the workplace. I had this office job, call center job, and I saw jealousy like no other. I don't know what it is about women in the workplace. Don't be fine and you have a white collar job because they're coming after you. And it's funny because it seemed like it's always set up where the manager is not really good looking and have some major insecurities about herself. And it's this young apprentice who's fine, look like she got a life and head on straight. And she gets jealous and always I've seen where a manager overworks a woman because she's beautiful. And honestly, colorism play into it too. Because she was light skinned. The other lady, she was more BBW. I ain't gonna lie, not really pretty, and she was dark skinned. And this lady who was actually trying to come up and be a manager, I saw her like really block her blessing in a way because when we have our cause I was a manager at that time, so when we have our manager meetings, she would go out her way to belittle, say anything negative about the lady. She was that type, and I'm looking like she's not doing none of this that you're saying. But of course she got the status quo because she's been there longer. She's the manager,
Right.
so they gonna take their word for it. So I seen a woman like really not get a great opportunity because of the jealousy of a woman that was like controlling over her. So have you ever experienced anything like that, like in the workplace, like any kind of workplace?
Yeah, experience jealousy in the workplace.
Yeah.
Trying to think, has it stopped me from getting like a position?
Yeah.
No, no, it hasn't.
All right. What about costing you a job?
Costing me a job?
Yeah, or costing you like that job or whatever. Oh.
It almost did. It almost did.
And what was that situation like?
To make a long story short,
Right.
I was working at a grocery store. So you would think you done helped somebody out. You done gave them some clothes.
Right.
You done bought them some food, some groceries, whatever. And y'all done hung out. You would think y'all good friends, right?
Yeah.
Why the girl went and lied to another girl and said I was talking to her boyfriend?
What? That isn't.
I wasn't. I wasn't. I can't. Can I? Well, never mind. I wasn't talking to her boyfriend, but it was like some business, business stuff.
Yeah.
And the girl, I didn't know she done told the girl that nobody tells me anything. It's a whole. Next thing I know, I go to work. It's a whole shifted energy. Like ain't nobody talking to me.
Right.
Like
Dang. You was getting a cold show from everywhere?
the cold
Goodness.
shoulder. But the fact is, I'm just like, why in the world? I done gave you so much.
Yeah.
Why would you turn on me? And you could have got me fired. You could have got me into a fight.
Right.
Who knows how crazy that girl could have been over a guy?
That part.
That's what shook me, like.
Right.
And you know what the craziest part? She ain't even have a reason for why she did it.
They never do.
She didn't even have a reason for why she lied. Like
Spiritual, man, like you
it's
said.
misunderstanding. Nah, girl, it ain't no misunderstanding.
Right.
It ain't no misunderstanding.
Right.
Cause you ain't even asked me nothing. You ain't asked nobody nothing. You just made up a lie.
Right.
So jealousy will have you doing some crazy things.
Unnecessarily crazy things.
Yeah.
For no reason.
Yeah. And I had one girl, she over here harassing me for 2 years on my phone. Like,
2 years.
For almost 2 years. Every time I block her, she just gets a new number.
That gotta be, like you said, that gotta be a spiritual thing because you to have the energy and the mindset to really do that.
Real quick. So, your job issue,
Yes.
was that jealousy or envy? Or are they the same, or can they be the same? 'Cause that sounds more like envy than jealousy. Because usually with jealousy, you do have a reason. People have a reason to be jealous. When it comes to envy, you just...
Envy has no rhyme or reason. It's just confusion.
That's what I'm
Right,
saying.
It's just
right,
When you
right.
said she didn't even have a reason to be jealous, I thought maybe that's more like envy.
Yeah, you know, you're right, man.
Because jealousy, like you said, when you said earlier, you said when you see people with stable homes and stuff, you tend to go, I'm jealous of that. It's a reason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So I mean, shit.
That's good. No, that's a good point because
you
like
got to have me look it up.
because jealousy just comes from, I feel like it's like the lack of. No, I meant envy. Envy is like the lack of to me.
Really?
Yeah, as far as like I'm envy of this person because of what this person has. So honestly, in a way, I feel like it go hand in hand. Honestly, bro. Yeah, I really do. Because I feel like envy gonna have to have some kind of reason. It don't just come out of nowhere. No matter how small the reason is, it's still a root.
But you
It's the reason you're projecting that
you
energy.
don't think envy comes from you? It ain't the other person. Whereas jealousy comes from something going on with the other person.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a solid. Yeah, that's a solid point right there, man. That's a solid point right there. Because if you just look at like my situation, like with the jealousy, no, like with the at the workplace with the manager and the lady, like that was some clear jealousy thing right there.
You sure it wasn't envy?
I don't think it was.
Jealousy is more so. It's more so. It's about a rivalry. It says describing a feeling of protectiveness or insecurity you have over a rivalry or being replaced.
Yeah.
That's jealousy. Envy is internal longing you feel for something someone else has.
That's what I'm saying. So envy is more you.
Yeah.
Jealousy is more them.
Yeah.
I feel like I gotta get what they have. Envy is more. I gotta get what she has.
Right.
Whereas jealousy is more.
I wish I had. No, it's almost. I'm almost saying the same thing. If I say I wish I had that,
I
right?
think jealousy is more. Oh, okay. So it's me and you now. We got to do this because
Right.
when women are jealous of their boyfriends, it's kind of a rivalry against all other women.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Point proven when they say I trust you, I just don't trust women.
Yeah.
That's the first of all, I don't like that default because that's not really the case. You don't trust me, and that's okay. Just say that.
That's what I say. I don't.
You know what?
I think that can be true.
What?
That I could trust you, but not trust
Them. Yeah.
them.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I feel like it's I feel like it's like an underlying thing where women have this thing against men who are taken. Like I feel like it's a thing that they have, especially an insecure, jealous, or envious woman, that they love going after men who already belong to somebody.
Yeah. That's there's been a study on that.
Word?
Some women do. Yeah. A lot of women they.
I think it's I feel like
But you know why that is?
why?
Because it's less men than there are women.
Yeah, that. And then I
It
feel
just
like
makes
it's
you
some
look,
self
it makes
thing.
you look more attractive. Like
Right.
you got to think about it. If he's paired up, it's like what makes
Especially
him
if,
so
especially if
good of a partner. It's not
I
that. deep, but
think
it's
it
just like,
is.
It's
especially if she knows that man is treating her woman good.
don't
Like she want to taste of that.
I don't think this is that deep because once I've seen people that do that.
Yeah.
They break up and they get with that person that wanted them so bad, and then a month later be like, oh, "What did I do? I don't even want."
yeah. You finally get what you got.
Right,
Like, I
right,
don't
right.
like
I
this.
think it's as deep as. I think it's just a biological thing.
Right,
You know what I mean?
Right.
With men, they say men cheat more.
right,
It's a biological thing. We
Right.
feel like we have to spread our seed. I
right,
think women is the converse of that. I need as many men as possible to spread my seed because
Right.
women will do that with multiple men. It just don't be one dude. It'll be 3 or 4 dudes. They be like, "Man, I wish I had him. Man, I wish I had him."
Yeah,
You know
yeah,
what I'm saying?
yeah.
So I think it's the same. I think it's nature. I don't
Yeah.
think it's anything societal.
yeah. So
You don't think so?
no.
I
I
think it's-
agree.
it's So no,
No, go ahead.
now we're getting off topic.
No, I
But
feel
no,
it's all-
I do think it's
all-
just more so
yeah.
women just be like, what makes him so much, so attractive.
Right.
relationship.
I want that ding ding. Huh?
Right. So what was the envy part again?
Longing
That was
for
like
something someone else has.
okay. I asked that because I wanted to do a story, and then we're gonna get to the betrayal. I was in Iowa, and this is early last year, late 2020, right? And I'm in Iowa, working, being a youth counselor. So they provided, one of the perks was they provided rooming, since we out of state. So I thank God for this because, I was staying with two other guys and we all worked there. One was from Georgia. He's originally from Texas, but he's from Georgia. He left from Georgia, and the other one was from South Carolina. And thank God they were black, cause I don't know how I feel. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I don't know how I feel living with like white people. I ain't gonna lie. But anyway, don't shut up. But anyway, so late 2020, I start to date this woman that was back here in Georgia, and I told her about what I do, and we was hiring at the time, and she said she loved working with kids. So I'm like, hey, how about you come stay with me, until you get hired, because once you get hired, since you're out of time, they're gonna provide you with housing, and basically you're probably pair with another woman that's from out of state too.
Okay.
So she get there, and this is when I feel like, oh, let me backtrack. One was a dude around my age, and one was the guy that I'm about to be talking about. He was the oldest guy, like in his like 50s, I believe. And I started I bring the lady over, and she's staying with us. Well, staying with us per se. But she's, of course, she's always in my room, this, that, and the other. So, dude, talked to me about it, like, hey, I don't really feel comfortable, like having her around. I'm like, what's the problem? Like, she stay out the way. She cleans up after herself. She's not doing anything that's distracting any of us, because since I've been there, I never really seen them like have women around and stuff like that. But I guess I took that step to be like, hey, I want a woman around,
Okay.
And he started acting real funny. like one time we was about to cook dinner. Well, she was about to cook dinner. And I'm like, I want to help you this time, even though I don't know what I'm doing. But I want to help you this time. So we looking for the utensils, and all the utensils gone. Like the fork's gone, cause we was about to make some steak. The fork's gone, like the little spatter thing is gone, pans is gone, and I'm like, I know it's not my boy downstairs, cause he don't even move like that. It gotta be him. And then he escalated on some ish like, look, I think y'all need to find your own spot. Now he came with me and the other dude like this. Y'all need to find your own spot, cause I kind of had it set up to where I kind of want to own this spot since I've been here longer. Yada yada yada, and I'm like. Yeah, I'm actually at the point where I want to move, because like it's me and her now, and us just sharing a room. It's like, yeah, we're gonna need some more room, especially if she gonna work here or whatever.
Right.
And then it's like, you know what? No, I'm cool where I'm at, because I ain't paying ish here, no rent, no utilities, no nothing. Like I'm not about to make a move to pay $500 just because you want more room and you want your own space. Like F that.
Right.
Like I said, she stay out the way. She's not distracting or whatever. I honestly think it came from an envious energy or perspective, how he was acting, because he was real cool with us until she came. And I don't know if it's because he probably didn't think, we could have women around, and then he just got a management job up there. He was like a director, so he was like a top dog up there.
So it was mainly guys up there.
Yeah.
More than likely is because she was a woman. He probably just didn't want no women around. Like,
but we shared a, and she's always in my room. Only thing she goes to, my room, kitchen, bathroom. That's it.
How many rooms again was it in the house?
So we had a 3-bedroom. One dude stayed in the basement, because the basement had like a floor stuff. So he made that his little palace or whatever. I had my room. He had his room. And there was an extra room, but it was like a real small room. And plus all his stuff was in there, like his luggage and stuff like that, because he was getting stuff back from Atlanta out of storage or whatever. And I just thought that was like real weird, man. And honestly, I don't really F with dudes like that, because I feel like dudes just move weird just because. Like dudes don't have to have a reason to move weird.
When you're jealous or you're envious of somebody, you don't really. A lot of times you're not gonna
Like it comes from
you're just gonna do it. You're not really thinking about it.
It comes from a more of a self thing than like
I said, it's spirit.
Yeah.
Envy and jealousy, those are spirits. When you start doing something, you don't really know why you're doing it all the time. For real, people start saying silly shit like when people are jealous of you, they'll just say silly stuff like, "Oh, you think you all that."
Mm-hmm. And they say it lightly,
stupid stuff like that.
even though they probably like, I really think you all that. You know.
Yeah.
Cause they always what's that saying? It's always a truth in the joke.
Yeah.
You know. All right, so let's switch gears, man. Let's go to this betrayal thing. Now, Miss Cliche, what made you want to talk about betrayal? Cause you caught me off guard with that one.
It just flowed right with the topic.
Jealousy and betrayal.
Yeah.
So have you ever experienced a time where you was betrayed by somebody?
Yeah, that Kroger story. That that girl when she spread that lie about me. Yes, that was betrayal because I thought we were friends.
How long were y'all friends?
I thought about a year. Almost.
Look at that. I want to make a general question.
I knew her for about a year. We hung out for a little bit.
Right.
I'm like, I done gave you some clothes. I done bought you food when you said you ain't have no money or no food in your house.
Look at this.
So,
hold on, your mic on, Ella?
yeah.
So we can hear you. So when this airs, they can hear you clearly.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Cool. I'm about to ask you. I'm about to ask
Because
y'all
you
something.
do something for somebody doesn't, and I had this talk with Nitty, doesn't make them your friend. It makes you their friend. You get what I'm saying? And we need to understand that. Just because somebody takes something from you, it doesn't mean they want to reciprocate the same. It's just they know that you're going to do it. So we have to stop calling ourselves. We have to stop putting ourselves in these hypothetical relationships and ask people. You know what I mean? Like I tend to ask people.
Yeah.
Like, why are you doing this? What's going on here?
Yeah.
And if they feel some kind of way, somebody that loves you or cares about you, because friends love you and care about you.
Right.
Right.
They'll let you know, I'm your friend.
Right.
I'm here for you. A hater is what we're really talking about. They laugh at shit like that. Where that come from? Anytime somebody asks you a question from a question, they on some bullshit.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Yeah, I want to punch her in the face.
If I told you all the details of that story, y'all would just be
No,
like,
once you feed somebody, it's a wrap. Like,
baby.
clothes and shit, you come and go.
Right.
Feed
Oh
somebody.
yeah.
I'm like,
That's like almost the ultimate gesture for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I could have
So-
ate that shit.
So I want to ask this, and Cliche, I want your perspective. Perspective, and LA, I want your perspective too. For the betrayal, because I put that as like a topic I want to touch on. I feel like 9 times out of 10, the person that's going to betray you is a family member or a friend.
No.
Yes. Most betrayals are not coming from strangers. Okay, someone you know then.
I say that.
Okay, someone you know then. But my thing is, why does it...
Because that's the definition of the word, Jeff.
What?
Betrayal. Betrayal means...
Yeah, but...
So that's the definition of the word.
But why do family and friends or people you know be so comfortable to act on said move, though?
because they're so close to you.
I don't think they're comfortable. I think...
Gotta be if you're gonna make a move like that.
No, I think... Because we all have done that to somebody in our life. And I think when you do it, it's desperation. Mm. You know what I mean? You're not doing it to be vile or... You think that you have to. You get what I'm saying?
Right,
That's why so many people that do betray you, that are close to you, they eventually apologize.
Right.
Because they feel shitty about it.
Mm-hmm.
But why do it in the first place if you know me and you...
To feed that spirit.
I don't even know if it's that. The times I've done it because I felt like I needed what they had.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Like I couldn't ask for it. I couldn't get it myself.
Right.
So the best way to do it was to get them the fuck out the way.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
I don't think people do it I don't think most people do it out of an evil intent. You get me?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think it's a self-preservation thing in most cases.
Yeah.
Now, you have some people out there that just fucking...
Just grimy.
Yeah. But I think most people that love you or care about you and they do something that you find lecherous or or betrays you, I think they're doing it. A lot of times people may do it because they think it's in your best interest, or
Right.
they trick themselves into feeling like it's your best interest.
That makes sense because a lot of times, like if the parents, like when some parents are jealous of their children,
Right.
and they'll try to block their children's like blessing, they be like, "Well, you didn't need to do that anyway, or you wouldn't have been good at that." Stuff
Right.
like that. When you look back, you be like, "You mother."
But you look back and you go, maybe that was for my best interest.
Right.
Yeah, sometimes.
Sometimes. Because if you say you wanted to be part of a rap group and you couldn't rap,
Right.
you may feel betrayed by the person that blocked it, but then you look back and go, oh, I was horrible.
Right.
I'm glad they did that.
Right.
Yeah.
So I looked up the definition, right? So it's the act of betraying someone or something, or the fact of being betrayed, violation of a person's trust or confidence of a moral standard.
Yeah. So most people may think they're doing it for a good reason.
Yeah.
I mean, you may not see it, but sometimes it may come out.
Yeah.
Give me some
And
examples.
I'm
examples.
I'm gonna give an example.
Please do.
And it's gonna sound okay. So I'm not gonna say which family member. Long story
Right.
short, years ago,
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna get quote unquote married.
Mm.
Yeah.
Not quote
Anyway,
unquote, man.
Long story short, had a family member say, "Oh, I prayed for your marriage, for you not to get married." I was so mad because we broke up. Like we really did break up.
Right.
But later on, I was like, "Ooh, that was a bullet I dodged." Oh, I was like, "Thank you for that prayer."
Right.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think
So,
most
yeah.
times you may feel betrayed,
But it could be in your
But-
best interest,
but it may not be a real betrayal.
right?
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Right.
I think we so stuck in our own asses that we feel like anything that somebody does against us, no matter how minor,
Right.
is so bad.
Right.
Right.
Have this real ill intent.
Funny thing, my daughter,
Right.
my 2-year-old, I bought some Pringles the other day. True story. And
Not again.
my favorite Pringles, sharp cheddar, Ridge Pringles. And I had them in the bag.
He's
and
very
I had another bag of chips sitting next to it. She said, "Dad, chips." I said, "Well, get them." You know what I mean? Not thinking she talking about my fucking Pringles.
Right.
And she grabbed my Pringles out the bag. And I said, no, those are mine. She said, "No, mine." And she took off running. So
No, she did.
and I told her, I said,
A menace.
Lana, come here. She came. I said, "Give me some Pringles." I said, "Give me my Pringles." And she said, "No, I want some." And so I took some out, and I gave them to her. She said, "No." So I took those. I gave her the Pringles can. She went
Right.
on about her business. About an hour later, my wife says she told them Pringles up.
I bet she did.
When you thinking of a 2-year-old tearing something up, maybe 8, 9 chips.
Yeah.
She don't killed the whole can.
No.
In that moment, I was so mad. And let's flip that to being a grown adult. I would have felt betrayed by an adult doing that. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I would've felt like when you a roommate with somebody drank your orange juice,
Right.
and you go, "That was my fucking orange juice." That's the lightest of betrayals.
Right.
But most people gonna feel like, "Oh, we've been here together." Like my daughter, that's my daughter. She go, "Dad, that's mine too." You know what I mean?
Right.
So sometimes betrayal isn't what
It's a disrespect.
it can be.
Right.
But at the same time, you got to look it through that person's eyes. They may not admit that.
Right.
And we take it as they just put a knife through our back. You
Right.
get what I'm saying?
Right.
But some betrayals are bad, horrible. But most of them, I don't think are as bad as we want.
I would call those misunderstandings. Then I want to call that a
But
misunderstanding.
in our
more so.
brain, we thinking we were betrayed.
Right.
Okay.
Like at the time, your marriage thing, you thought betrayal.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? But then you look back, and you was like, oh,
that was.
You actually dodged a bullet.
Oh.
She probably saw something in your dude that you probably weren't seeing at that time.
oh she
Boy.
probably wanted you.
No, she did not.
Was she married?
That was yes. That it was. Trust me, it wasn't. It wasn't
It
that.
wasn't like
Yeah.
It wasn't like that.
Oh, okay. Cool. Did you have any other things on betrayal?
No.
Cool. You know what time it is then. Time to close out, bruh.
Hey, he's so silly.
So, my closing remarks, especially on the jealousy thing, get rid of that spirit. Shout out to Cliche for admitting this too, because it is spiritual. Because what that does to your energy and the things you put time into doing to other people or another person Because of that, it's strictly spiritual, because that's the root of it. So you need to fix yourself. You need to find value in yourself. You need to love yourself. And if there's something you want, work for it, you know? And if it's something that you don't already have, maybe it's not meant for you to have, bro. I'm sorry. And that's it. What, Ella?
We'll say it out camera.
Okay.
Y'all ready?